Hello, hello, it's Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. Welcome to Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie Part 1. It is Sunday, December 15th, 2024, and I'm so happy you are joining us this week. This week, Mom and I are taking a break from Christmas and making some cards with some product from the annual catalog with ideas that you'll be able to use throughout the year. So let's turn the camera around to my desktop and get started. Okay, well, we have so much going on in December with the last chance list up to 80% off, the special release designer paper, which Mom and I are going to showcase soon, and 2 new kits. We have also pre-order for brand new stuff, which we're so excited about. But because there is just so much going out, Mom and I wanted to concentrate on some products that are from the annual catalog this week. Just a quick note, unfortunately, with Mom's travel schedule, and I've been so busy with Thomas recovering, we were not able to film together this week for either one of our videos. We shared our projects, but it's just hectic, totally crazy. But I think we're going to be able to pull it off the next couple weeks, and I'm excited to stamp with her and to share that with all of you. So we are in the annual catalog today showing off some product. It's always, I think, a little sad with the annual catalog because it gets neglected when there's a new mini catalog and new online exclusives. But this stuff is available all year long from May to April. And so we still have lots of time with this annual catalog. Well, here on page 28 and 29 is this awesome designer paper called Frames and Flowers. And I have a little sneak peek to show you because it's very similar to some new paper that's coming out in a January through April mini catalog. We are pairing it this week with the Poised Peony stamp set, which is right next to it. I just love the look of these projects. We've got some great colors here with Petal Pink, Lost Lagoon, a little bit of like Calypso Coral, some Granny Apple Green, a little Old Olive, just really fun, very springy colors. This designer paper pack includes 12 by 12 paper as well as sheets of die cuts, so laser cut pieces. We saw this for the first time a year or two ago with the He's the Man designer paper, and so this is just another version of that. There are 3 12 by 12 pieces of designer paper, and so I have little scraps of all of them here. So there's this one with the other side, so pretty. There is this one with the other side, and then we've got this one with the other side as well. Okay, so 3 sheets, and you're only getting a single sheet, I think, in this package. Only a single sheet of each of those patterns. And then there are 3 sheets of these die cuts. And once you start taking them out, it's impossible to keep the package together. So I've already broken mine all up and I put them in a cello bag. And then the cello bag goes in my paper pack to keep it all together. And that just helps me to keep things nice and neat and organized a little bit better there. So this has 2 sheets of die cuts like this. They're different though. And then there is also a sheet of frames, die cut frames. And so I'm going to use one of those today. Here's the stamp set Poised Peony. It is a cling rubber stamp set. I think I need to get a few more of those stamps out actually. It is a cling rubber stamp set and has some beautiful imagery, which can be colored or not. I'll do a little bit of both today. Let's see. Hello, and in my thought, I'm just trying to figure out what I want to stamp for my greetings today. I'm sort of winging it. It has been that kind of week. I wanted to show you a sneak peek of some similar paper. If you love this paper that has the 12 by 12 designer paper and the die cuts, we've got 2 new options that are coming out in the January through April mini catalog. This one is called Storybook Friends, and this one is Wildflower Birthday. And they both have 2 sheets each of the 12 by 12 designer paper that goes with it. And then also they have a sheet that has different like vignettes, like smaller pieces that you can cut apart. They both kind of have that, some fun tags. And then the laser cut pieces, this one with foil, this one without. And I believe that there are 2 sheets of identical laser cut pieces. So if you like to kind of mix and match things, these are 2 options that are coming up. We're really excited about those. But this one's available right now. Frames and Flowers is what it's called. I'm going to move these out of the way so we can get started with our project. So I've pre-cut some pieces for you. I'm going to have a sort of see-through card. I wanted to use one of these die cut frames in a fun way. And so I almost forgot I have extra samples. We'll share those in a minute. Okay, so the laser cut frame, but I wanted to use it in a way where it was a little bit more dynamic instead of just putting a frame on the card. So my card base is 4 1/4 by 11 inches, and I used the Countryside corner dies to die cut a window out of the front. I'm not going to use this piece, but I wanted to create a hole where I could attach the frame and I could see through the card front and still have that you know, the rest of the card base showing. So this is going to be visible a little bit on the inside, but I think it'll be okay. So I'm going to attach this here. And then for the inside of the card, I have kind of a sub card, like another card to go inside. So this one is 5 1/4 by 8 inches, scored at 4 inches. And this is just kind of a simple basic white card. So this is going to go in here. We'll have an image of the large peony that we can see from the front. And then when you open the card, you'll still have a place to open up and write a larger message. I also have some other cardstock. This is 1 by 4 1/4, one of the pieces of designer paper, and then a 2-inch soft seafoam circle. And I brought in a scrap. I already did it with this one, but this essentially came out of one of the frames, and it just had kind of a fun texture on it. So I want to use this to stamp and color one of the peonies. So I'm going to do that as well. I'm going to bring in a couple different options here that are sort of fun and organza, sort of like, we got this one, which is the iridescent stripe ribbon. And this one is a sheer ribbon with silver. Love that metallic edging. So I'll decide as I go which one of these I kind of want to incorporate. And then I'll have to bring in some bling too. Of course, we got to bling it out. So let's start with some stamping. First, I'm going to stamp in the center. I'm just going to do a petal pink peony right in the middle. And unfortunately, I can't do it with the frame on because I'll stamp on the frame. But I think if I go right in the center, then I'll have it in the right spot. So I'm going to do that with the petal pink ink. Just re-inked, so I'm sure it'll be quite juicy. Perfect. I'm so glad I re-inked because this can be a light color when it starts to dry out a little bit. For the inside of this card, let's see, I think I'm going to do In My Thoughts on the circle in the front. So I think I'm just going to do a little hello up here on the inside. I'm going to stamp this in Lost Lagoon, and you know, there are 3 different peonies in this one, so I'm going to bring in that small little peony and stamp that one in petal pink up there too. So sweet. I love that. I actually did pull out some of the die cut pieces from the paper to kind of put in there too. I don't know if that feels like too much though. Maybe it does. I think I'm gonna save that for another project. You tell me what you think in the comments. It'll be too late, but I'd love to know your thoughts. Would you add that in there or just stick with the stamp design? I'm going to center this piece now on the Lost Lagoon inside card base. So right down here should have a nice border all the way around. And then with this closed, we can add the frame here. Oh, I love the way that frames that out. So I'm going to add some adhesive. You probably should be, I should be a little careful here because I just remembered that some of that frame is going to show on the inside. So I should have used some liquid glue and done more of a skinny little bit. So when I open this up, I just want to make sure, I'll grab my adhesive eraser. Where is my, oh, there it is. Okay. I just want to make sure that none of that adhesive is showing because I don't want the card to stick closed. I think I just had that one little spot. So make sure that you keep it just around the edge of the border. All right, so our card's coming together. It looks really fun. We're gonna add some stuff on the front, and I have that piece of designer paper that is 1 by 4 1/4. And so I'm going to stick this down, and again, you gotta be careful because you don't want to have any glue. So I'm just gonna do some on the ends. And I'll stick it across the bottom here. Now, I think that my paper was like a little bit bigger than 8 1/2 because I cut my designer paper at 4 1/4 and it was too short by just like a little bit. So I cut it a little long, and I'll just trim it so that it fits. All right, then we have our circle. I'm using soft seafoam here, and I'm going to stamp in my thoughts in Lost Lagoon ink. I've got, oh my gosh, a little bit of an overstamp. I think I'm still going to use it. The other side will get covered up enough. Be very gentle when you have lots of extra, lots of extra ink. Now I have to punch a new one. Okay. I got my 2-inch circle punch here. And I am going to try to gently stamp without rocking. That is not very dark, but that works. So let's go with it. Okay. Well, I forgot what I was saying. Soft seafoam, bringing in some of that color from the designer paper. And then I wanted to do some stamping and, shock, I know, a little bit of coloring. I'm going to stamp the medium-sized peony in early espresso ink. There is a brown here, and maybe it's more of a pecan pie, but I just, instead of black, I wanted something a little bit softer. So I brought in some of the early espresso to stamp, and I'm going to use some of the Stampin' Blend. So I've got Petal Pink and Lost Lagoon, and what I discovered is that my Petal Pink, my ends are pretty frayed here, which is so unfortunate, both of them, the light and dark. So I have got to add that to my next order. I'm sure I said that on another video and then I forgot. So somebody remind me in the comments, and while I'm chatting with you, I will add it to an order so I don't forget. Do you guys do that? Sometimes I just have like a running list of things that I need, and I'll just kind of add to it as I think of it. We do that for the grocery list too. My husband and I use an app, I think it's called AnyList, and we can both add to it, and then when you're shopping you can like check it off. And so sometimes when we shop together, it's really handy because we'll both go to like different sections of the store, and as we shop and get through it, then we can see what the other person has gotten, and we just go on to the next thing. So I really love it. When he's at the store, he does most of the shopping, honestly. When he's at the store and I think of something, I can add it to that app, and he, like, it'll just pop up on his list, and then he will just pick it up. So as we think of things throughout the week, am I using the light or dark light? Okay. As we think of things throughout the week, we just add it to the list so it's ready to go at the end of the week or whenever we do our shopping. Using the light and dark Lost Lagoon. Honestly, it's a little dark with this Stampin' Blend. So I also got out the color lifter to kind of just like lighten it up a little bit. And when you use the color lifter, it takes a little bit of time, and then you can kind of see it get lighter and lighter. Well, I, magic of TV, cut it out with my scissors because there are no dies that coordinate with this set. And so we're going to add our little peony up here in the front. This is so light. I want to try to stamp that again. I just have to be careful. I just have to be careful about doing it too much. Let's see here. Oh, that is better. In all the ways. All right, now if I wanted to, if you have like stamps like this where there's a lot of ink catching, we used to do this all the time. We used to just trim our rubber stamps, and so you can always take your scissors and kind of cut it a little bit closer so you don't have so much ink that catches. All right, I want to bring in a little bit of ribbon. I said that earlier, and so I was just thinking a little bit like behind the elements. behind the elements here. So we've got that option, or we've got this one. And I do love how this kind of brings in some of the green. I think I'm leaning towards that one. But they are both really beautiful options. I don't know. I think I do like the silver one better. You tell me, this or that, which ribbon would you use if you were making this card at home? Mom too. Hopefully she'll be able to watch. She's traveling today. Hopefully she'll be able to watch on the road and say hello in the chat. My sister is having surgery this coming week, and so she's going to be with her. Both my parents are. Sometimes I leave Dad out. I feel bad. He is when we go to visit, we're visiting both of them. Or when they're you know, visiting us, they're both here. But sometimes I only talk about Mom because Mom's the one who stamps. So yes, Mom and Dad are going to help my sister and stay with her for a little while. So I'm telling you, it is busy, 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 busy. All right, I'm loving that. I'm gonna trim this down just a little bit more and bring in my little tear and tape to add. To kind of tack that down, move that out of the way. I just feel like it's so quiet. Last time I had Claire with me, and she is not home right now to help me. So it's just me. All right, I'm going to do some Stampin' Dimensionals to add these. I'm going to keep them towards the center because I want to be conscious of those ends that are going to hang over. Speaking of ends hanging over, we have we have just a little bit of tape that's hanging out the bottom. So pretty. We just need a little bit of bling. I'm not crazy about everything that's showing there. If it bothers you, you could add like a little piece of designer paper. Maybe I'll do that really quick. You could add like a little bit of paper here across. I kind of like that. Let's do that really quick. And kind of like cover up all of our guts. Make it just a little bit neater. It won't cover up everything, but it covers up enough. I think that it just looks a little cleaner on the inside there. All right, we've got to add some bling because if we don't, you know, Mom's gonna yell at us. So let's get out the bling box. I keep all of my embellishments in a little shoebox swap like this, and it makes it really handy. Sometimes I have them in like a plastic bag if the original envelope doesn't work. But look, I've got so many options. This is a nice one. This is Petal Pink, Foil, and Peacock. Petal Pink and Pretty Peacock. This is a good one too. I love these iridescent faceted gems. Those were the two I was thinking about. But there's other options. I knew I had an open package. I should organize a little better. We got some regular rhinestones are a good option. I love the little sequins here with the trio. Ooh, you could tie in some silver to go. I sort of love that idea. Bringing in some of the silver from the ribbon. I don't know. Tell me which of these you would use if you were creating this card at home. I sort of love this idea of the silver. I think, going to go for those, but I'm going to switch my plan and use the adhesive-backed metallic gems. Bring in some more of that silver color. This is always the problem, where to put them. What is up with this? Somehow the adhesive got wrapped around to the front. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the silver one. I feel like they're too dark, maybe. Let's change our mind. We're allowed, right? I'm going to use the iridescent ones because I want something that doesn't take away from everything else that's going on. I think I like that. I don't know, I might change it. There is just so much going on over here that I feel like I'm not sure where I want to put the bling. Let's stick with that for now. All right, so here's our finished card with the flowers and frames. Designer paper and the Poised Peony. So pretty. So you can stamp it in one color or you can color it. Either way, it looks so gorgeous. And I have a whole bunch of samples to share with you of other cards that I've made and received. So here's another one where I did some simple stamping. I used those same embellishments and the glitter ribbon on that. Really simple stamping on the inside with the large flower. And then I did this one recently where I just used one of the little die cut pieces from the frames and flower and the Simply Said stamp set for this clean and simple layout. This was a Sunday stamping stamp along, and Mom was showcasing some different product that had a die cut frame. I want to say it was the Mediterranean balloons. And for my version, I used the die cut frame, one of the frames from this Frames and Flowers. This one I kind of cased from the catalog. It was originally a packaging with the die cut wreath and then little tag. Like, it's so easy to make quick and easy cards with this combination of products. So beautiful. Here are some cards that I've received. This one from Debbie Ramos. This one is from Joanne Prosser. I got this little gem from Terry Biggs. She sent it in for the Great Big Card Swap. It is a gift card. What did she call it? A gift card book. So it's got 3 different pockets in there. Love that for a birthday. That'd be so much fun. And then lastly, I've got this card from Carmen Melendez, and she used a die from Anna Griffin, which she gave me an extra piece to create the mechanism that, so you can kind of see how it folds up under there, that has that fun pop-up. Isn't that cool? I just love that. I keep meaning to try this project and duplicate. Thank you again so much, Carmen, for including an extra die cut piece for me so that I can play with that. But I really love how she did the designer paper wrap around this die cut so it looks like a bouquet. I thought that was really clever and so much fun. What do you think about the frames and flowers? Are you loving this designer paper? Is it on your list or maybe something that you've already purchased? I hope you feel inspired by all the card ideas that I shared today. Mom's got a really great one too that you are going to love. So it's time to head over to her channel for part 2 of Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure that you subscribe to my channel and Mom's so you don't miss out on future episodes of Sunday Stamping. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.